Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at April O'Neil versus Foot Soldier Bashed from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle line from NECA Toys. This is the cartoon line, so this is exclusive to Target, and this did come out quite a while ago. I do apologize. Kind of making some headway, getting through some backlog stuff, so I apologize the review is so late, but still very excited to take a look at this figure. And also I think it's fun, she comes with a little pizza monster, and we just had NECA reveal a large pizza monster figure that they put up for pre-order on their website, so that's kind of fun. It's kind of makes this release a little bit more relevant again, so I waited just the right amount of time to bring it out. Sure, let's go with that. In any case, you can see very open window packaging here. You have some nice artwork of the Foot Soldier and April here on the front of the box. Not really too much going on the top except that classic TMNT logo, which is fantastic. Nothing really going on the bottom. You have a picture of April here on the side. You have a picture of the Foot Soldier on this side, and then on the back you have the two together with a little, I guess, bio? It's just kind of a general Ninja Turtle bio there. So here's Casey Jones and Foot Soldier. Rocksteady and Bebop, Leatherhead, and Slash. I've reviewed all of these previously, so check out the TMNT playlist on my channel if you'd like to check out those videos. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for this one, so I'm going to go ahead and get these two out of the box, and we're going to take a closer look. Here are the two figures out of the packaging. I'm going to put April to the side, and we're just going to go through the Foot Soldier real quick, because there's not a ton new going on here. If you've seen or handled any of the other previous Foot Soldier releases, this one is very similar. Obviously, the main difference is that it has this battle damage here in the chest, so you can see some of the robotics sticking out, which is actually pretty cool, and I think that works pretty well. Unlike the one that came with Casey that was kind of slashed, this one is pretty much completely normal as far as posing goes, because it just kind of has this torso section opened up, but the rest of the figure, if you just looked at it from the back, you wouldn't be able to tell it's anything different than a normal Foot Soldier. So the head is on a ball joint, kind of right here at the base of the neck, or I guess really the base of the skull. And that can spin completely around, and you have side-to-side movement up and down. It's just completely on the ball joint. You have a hinge here in the shoulder, which some of these joints are pretty tight, but you can move it side-to-side as well because of the, I don't know, not really vest, but I don't know what you would call this part of his outfit. It does hinder the shoulder movement a little bit. You do have a bicep swivel. You have a double-jointed elbow there. You do have a wrist swivel and hinge, so you can move the wrist in like that. And he does come with some alternate hands that we'll take a look at in a moment. You have a waist swivel there. And you have some nice articulation here in the hip. You can kick forward pretty far, kick back pretty far, kick out to the side pretty far. He's got a hinge, as you can see there in the hip. So he's got a hinge there and then a rotation. He also has a thigh swivel. He has double jointed knees, as you can see there, which gives him a nice range of motion. You have a boot swivel there, and then you have a, well, you can see the toe hinge right there, and then you also have typical hinge and kind of rocker joint in the ankle. Now, I will say one thing, in the box, the foot was kind of turned around like this, so it looked a little off, and I couldn't move it the way I would typically move it. So I had to kind of like move this around, and then I could get the proper ankle rotation there. So just something to be aware of. You might have to move the feet around to make sure everything's facing in the correct direction. But yeah, overall he looks good. The foot symbol on the forehead nicely painted. The eyes look great. All of the lines that are on there to simulate the animation style I think work really well. And like I said, he does have a host of different hands. So let's go ahead and get into that. He's got a set of grasping hands, as you can see there. He's got a set of kind of, I don't know, chopping hands, just kind of open palmed hands. And then he's got a set of, I guess, just more like stylized posing hands. I don't really know, just kind of open, but like not 100% open like the other ones are. They have the fingers splayed out like they're kind of grasping for something. So you have, and obviously he comes with a set of closed fists in the box. So 4 sets of hands for 8 hands total. That is quite a lot of hands for this Foot Soldier. And the nice thing about all of these hands, I'll get in really close. Since these are all just molded out of this colored plastic, you don't have any paint chipping when you try to move the joints. It's actually very nice. I'm very excited about it. So that just worked out. I think it's just because since he just has kind of normal hands, they could just mold everything out of this color and they didn't have to paint it. So that kind of worked out well. So tons of hands there. He also comes with 2 weapons. So you can see this kind of standard blaster. We've seen this with Rocksteady and Bebop and other releases. And then this blaster as well, I feel like we've seen before. So nothing really super new, but they are nice blasters, so you can build an arsenal if you're trying to come up with an army of foot soldiers. They're all going to need blasters. And these both look really good. Nicely molded, nicely painted, look really sharp. I like them both quite a bit. You also have a communicator, which you can see has a sticker with Bebop on it. And again, this is really nicely detailed and painted. I mean, something to get this much paint on this, something this small, and it all looks really sharp and nice. I think they did a really great job. So I love these little communicators. And then you have some ninja stars. One orange and one normal. So I'm assuming this is maybe supposed to be like superheated or something like that. I think there was a time in the cartoon where they would kind of throw these and they would either like melt or explode on impact or something like that. So I'm guessing that's what they're going for here. But you do get 2 shuriken there. And then these 2 accessories, I don't know if they officially go with April or the foot soldier or not, but I'm just going to go over them now anyway. You have a little pizza monster, which looks fantastic. And like I said, they just announced the full-grown pizza monster figure, which I believe also comes with one of these. So you can kind of get a little army of the tiny monsters going, which is a lot of fun. I'm really excited for the pizza monster. So he looks absolutely fantastic. Simple little accessory, but he's nicely molded. The face is painted really nicely. Yeah, I think he came out great. And then you have this little hamster statue. I think it's a hamster. Again, I think this is from an episode that I just don't remember all that well, where there was something hidden inside the hamster statue, and so that, you know, both sides were hunting for it. I'm not really sure why it's included here. I'm assuming this would go with April rather than the foot soldier, but again, I don't know. It looks great, nicely detailed. I remember it from the show, so it definitely resembles what it's supposed to resemble, and they did a great job with it. I just don't remember, you know, the plot of that episode very well, so I don't remember what importance this had, but I remember them searching for it. So really great accessories. Like I said, I think the foot soldier came out great, and I like that he's still pretty functional as a foot soldier. He just has the battle damage here in the chest, but you can still do whatever poses you would like with him. He doesn't have, like the one that came with Casey had the big slash and the body's kind of hanging off, and so you can't really, you know, pose him as a full-on normal foot soldier, but this one you can. So I think this one's a little bit more beneficial in that regard. But let's put him off to the side, and we will take a close-up look at April now. So for the most part, I think April looks great. I think from the neck down, the body is really perfect. They nailed the jumpsuit. All the panel lining and detail and everything looks fantastic. It resembles her design on the cartoon. I think the head sculpt looks fine. I don't necessarily have a problem with it. I just feel like the head is a little too big. It's just a little disproportionate. It's not a huge problem, pun intended, but it's not incredibly out of scale. I just feel like maybe she needed to be a little taller, or the head just shrunk a little bit. I feel like there's just a little bit of a scaling issue, and I don't know if she was originally intended to be a little bit taller, and then they shrunk her down for budgetary reasons. I'm not 100% sure, but she's just, with a head this size, she needs to be a little bit taller, or they could have shrunk the head down a little bit. I like the design of the head. I think they did a great job as far as the sculpting goes. I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. I mean, it looks like April from the show. The painting is nice. Like I said, they kind of drew the hair on there to resemble the show, and all the panel lines on the jumpsuit. She's even got whatever piece of equipment that is hanging off the belt. Like, overall, she really does look good. It's just the head is just a little too big for this body. But let's not harp on it. Let's move on. So the head is on a ball joint, so you can kind of tilt side to side, spin side to side, up and down. Nice movement there. You have the hinge and the rotation in the shoulders as we're used to, but kind of tight. But I feel like over time that'll loosen up a little bit. Now she's got double jointed elbows, and you can already see the paint is flaking in the joints, as usually happens. So you do have a rotation, and then a rotation down here as well. So you have a rotation at both points as well as the actual elbow joints themselves. So really nice range of motion there. You do have a swivel and hinge at the wrists. And she does come with a set of alternate hands so that she can grasp things. I'm not really sure why she has these just kind of open hands in the box. I don't know what she would necessarily use these for. It almost looks like karate posing hands, but she doesn't know karate, so I don't know. You have a ball joint here in the torso. You don't have a spin at the waist, but you have a really nice range of motion. She actually has ball joints in the hips. It's not a hinge like the foot soldier. It's actually ball joints. So she's got a pretty nice range of motion. And she doesn't actually have a thigh swivel because that ball joint just kind of has it, you know, gives you that functionality without actually having to have a dedicated thigh swivel. And then she's got double jointed knees. And then she's got nothing at the boot. You might think there's a swivel at the boot, but there is not. She has a hinge in the ankle and then a rock from side to side. So pretty decent articulation. I really do like the look of her. I think they nailed her as far as design. It's just that head is just a little too big, so it does look a little off. But I still like her a lot. I still think she's pretty great. She does come with a host of accessories. So she has a Channel 6 camera, very similar to the one that came with Vernon, but obviously just a little bit smaller to scale down with April. But beautifully detailed and painted. Really, really looks good. You can move this around so that she can hold it. You have a tape recorder with a microphone attached, which again, very nicely detailed and painted. I really like the reel-to-reel. I mean, this is just a piece of equipment that doesn't really exist today. So it's kind of fun because I'm pretty sure she does use this in the opening episode. So I love that they included it here. Kids today won't know what this is. And then we have a standalone microphone, which I also appreciate. And I think that looks really good as well. And then she has the set of hands so she can actually hold all of these accessories. And then what I think is her coolest accessory is the turtle comm. And it is actually hinged like a clamshell so that it can open up. And look at all of that detail. That is really cool. That is some really great sculpted and painted detail. Exactly what I remember looking like from the show. April's was like a compact while all the others had that one that slid open and then the antenna came out on the side. So hers was definitely different from everyone else's, and I'm really happy that they like kept that aesthetic here and didn't just give her one of the ones, because it would have been very easy to just pack in one of the ones they've already made for all the other turtles, but they actually, you know, kept this faithful to the show, and this is exactly what April's looked like. So I think that's really, really cool. I like it a lot. So that's definitely my favorite of her accessories. But I do also like all the Channel 6 equipment. And, you know, now that we have Vernon, we can get the news crew together, get that going. I don't know if they're ever going to do, like, I think they have, you know, ideas to do play sets. They have those dioramas, display stands at least. But I would love some kind of Channel 6 news van or something like that. I think that could be a lot of fun. But in any case, I digress. This set's pretty cool. I like it a lot. Like I said, I really wish they would have just done Casey and April together in a 2-pack, because I didn't really need all these extra battle-damaged foot soldiers. But I think this one is more successful than the one that came with Casey, because at least you can still kind of pose him as a foot soldier. The one with Casey has that big slash, and the one piece is kind of hanging off to the side, and so you really can't do much with him other than the pose where he's getting slashed in half. This one, at least, you could pretend like he got shot, but he's still kind of, you know, soldiering on for a little bit or something like that. So I do like that. And like I said, I think April looks great. I just think that head is a little too big. It's just a little disproportionate. But otherwise, as far as the whole jumpsuit goes, I think they nailed it. I think aesthetically there, she looks fantastic. And I love all the accessories that both of these figures come with. The foot soldiers accessories are kind of just rehashed ones we've already had. We've seen the communicator. We've seen the two guns that he comes with. But they're still good accessories. You know, if you have an army of foot soldiers, you're going to need them to have communicators. You're going to need them to have guns. So I think all that makes sense. I love the little pizza monster. And I love the little hamster statue. These are absolutely fantastic. So absolutely love those. And then, like I said, her communicator and all her Channel 6 equipment is also pretty fantastic. So I recommend picking up this set if you can still find it. I don't know if this is getting another run or not. At this point, I would think probably your best bet is, I don't know, eBay at this point, which I know is kind of a bummer to say because eBay prices can be ridiculous. So don't pay scalper prices for this. But if you can find it for a normal retail price or a reasonable price over that, I think it's worth adding to your collection. April's a core character, so you're going to want to have her join the Turtles in any kind of displays or anything that you build. I think these figures look great. Accessories are great. Paint applications are great. Articulation's fantastic. With this set, I didn't actually have that much of problem with the paint in the joints. Mostly just April's elbows. I had some of the paint chip off while working those elbows out, those joints, but everything else was relatively good. So, and I feel like they've gotten better. This is a little bit of an older release, but with the current releases, they're getting better and better at that, so you don't have to deal with as much paint flaking in the joints. So definitely recommend picking this one up if you can find it for a decent price. And let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.